Hello everyone, Richard Evans here with Calibre Yacht Sales, and today we're going to introduce you to Gratitude. Great name for this boat. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a 2004 Sun Odyssey 49. You're going to love this boat. So many upgrades, such beautiful maintenance on this boat, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Come on aboard and have a look. So stepping into the cockpit, it is so massive. Look at this. You know, it's a 14-foot 8-inch beam, and a lot of that is taken up by this cockpit. Just look at this. You could comfortably seat anywhere from 2 to 3 couples in here very easily. And look at the size of this table. You know, once it's opened up, I mean, it's like a dining room table, isn't it? The center of the table gives you an ice box here. Fill it half full of ice, and it automatically drains out through the bottom into the gray water tank. Great place to chill your beverages, whether it's beer or wine or juice and pop for the kids. Very comfortable teak, which feels wonderful under your feet. Now, a couple of unique features about this. This guy spends a lot of time in the water. He just loves it, and he's come up with a number of really good ideas. Here's another one, some of them. First of all, not unusual to have a power halyard winch, is it? The one on the starboard side doesn't have power, but hey, you just run the lines across to the power winch on the port side. Now, this is not the only way to activate this winch. You're really going to be amazed at where the second power switch is. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. When you drop your mainsail into the sail bag and then try to run the zipper all the way up manually while you're moving your way forward, well, you could do that. But this boat is so wonderfully set up to single hand. He's got a pulley system. Look at this. This pulley system is attached to the zipper, and this will close the sail bag just right from this location. Very simple idea, but so effective. It's just wonderful. And you're going to see a lot of those kinds of features as we move around this boat. While I'm up here, I want to talk about this, this Dodger. It's a soft Dodger in very, very good condition. The Dodger was installed brand new in 2015, but it looks new. You know, it looks like it's less than a year old, so it's been really well maintained. And the fabric, don't know what the fabric is. It's probably Sunbrella, but it's in really, really good condition. Okay, so let's move aft here a little bit. I want to point out these binnacles. These binnacles are optional upgrade, and look at them. They're really skookum. And with this particular design, that gives you much more space to move around here when you're moving aft. Let's have a look at the controls on the port side. First of all, you've got your compass at both helm stations. But I want to point out this Tridata / wind machine that we have here right next to the port helm station. The wind machine gives you wind speed and wind direction. Really, really handy when you're out there sailing. Also handy when you're docking. You want to know which way the wind is coming from. It gives you depth, which is important. You get depth on your GPS chart plotter, but you also have it here as well. And speed through the water. Okay, so on the way over here to the helm station on the starboard side is your GPS chart plotter. That also pivots, notice that. And it's in the perfect place. Perfect location for it, so it's accessible from either side of the boat. Now here on the starboard side, you have your engine controls right here. Perfect spot for it, right by your knee. And you've got another Tridata over here showing speed through the water and your depth, the temperature of the sea, and speed over ground as well. All of it's right there. And just below that is your autopilot as well. Notice you've got your remote control mic to your VHF radio, which is down at the nav station. But remember I told you something that was really remarkable. The idea of upgrade on this boat from the current owner of the boat is your halyard winch can be controlled from here. Isn't that remarkable? Instead of being underneath the Dodger and trying to crank your neck out to see what the state of your mainsail is, when you're single-handing, you can be at the wheel, raise the mainsail from this location. This is one of the most brilliant features I've seen in a long time. Really, I love that. Okay, over here, I want to show you more storage in this space here. This is a shallow locker, and your emergency tiller is located in there as well. And you have a similar locker over on the port side as well. So moving aft here, lots of really cool features I want to point out. This is another one of the features that the current owner has implemented. It is just absolutely brilliant. This is a 4-to-1 tackle that when you deploy this bracket down, you hook it to your harness on the engine, and then you just pull it up. 4-to-1 ratio is you can pull it up with no problem whatsoever, and then just drop the outboard motor onto this block here and secure it, and then drop this framework down again and hook your dinghy to it using this 4-to-1 block. Really easy, brilliant to use. Don't need all of that heavy hardware to hang off the back of your transom, interfering with boarding from your sugar scoop here. So well done on that. Here's your transom gate that easily opens up to allow access for people coming in from your dinghy. A cold water wash down here, but it's plumbed for hot water as well. So if it's already there, all you have to do is just hook it up if you want hot water and cold water. Now, I really like this. Most often you'll see your radar mounted on the main mast, but in this particular case it's mounted on its own dedicated mast here at the aft end of the boat. With your radar mounted here, it's high enough so it's not going to cause any radiation damage to yourself or your guests. But it gives you a much better view of what's going on, and it's not, the propagation isn't going to be blocked by the main mast. So that's a really good feature. I like that a lot. Underneath my feet here is more storage space right now. The owner has got his gasoline tank for a dinghy stored in there, which is a good location for it. And notice how solid this plate is. I'm heavy, probably heavier than I need to be, and I'm standing on this with no problem at all. It's feeling very secure. Emergency tiller access right here, and your emergency tiller is in the locker here on the starboard side. Just fabulous space. This is a fabulous space. It's so well laid out, and there's so many really cool features on this. When we get down below, you're going to see all of the new things that this owner has come up with that I'm encouraging him to patent, but he says, nah, that's not what I do. Now, isn't this such a great space to command your vessel and to entertain your guests as well? But as great as this is, you just wait till you see what's down below. Come on, let's go have a look. Wow, here we are in the salon. Loads of space, isn't it? Just look at this. Remember, this is a 14.8 beam. I mean, that's a pretty beamy boat, and 49 feet long. You got lots of boat here for the money, that's for sure. Let's talk about the salon here for a bit. There's room there for at least 8 people. 2 here, 3 there, and 3 there, easily. You could hang out down here if the weather outside got a little bit inclement, or you just wanted to have a nightcap before you turned in. Plenty of space just to feel comfortable in. And I like the layout too. It's a nice group setting, isn't it? In behind there, of course, you've got lots of storage. You've got your bookcase, and you've got cabinets on each side of the bookcase. And I love the light in here. The natural light as well as the LED lights. Notice that you've got 4 opening hatches here. So that gives you lots and lots of ventilation, and each one of these hatches has its own blackout as well. This is really nice. Really comfortable. Now, over here on the port side, we've got a bulk storage right here. Stainless steel sink there, double stainless steel sink, one for washing, one for rinsing. Plenty of storage underneath. Look Look at this. This goes back quite a ways, and you could store canned foods or packaged goods in there. And the same thing down below here. And here, this is a hideaway garbage can here, which is very, very convenient for when you're cleaning up. And of course you've got a bank of 2 drawers here and a big drawer down below. I'll bet you they use that for vegetables and potatoes, onions, carrots, that sort of thing. Now right across from that, in here, very conveniently located, is this bar. And underneath there, he's got more storage. Now this storage goes all the way to the back of this seat here. Alright, so you can put your big appliances in there, your pots and pans, toasters, all of that sort of stuff. Look at all this counter space, eh? Isn't that good? I like it. Lots and lots of counter space. But when you're ready to cook, you can just raise the top of the stove top like that, and now your stove is exposed. Very clean. It's been kept very nicely. 3-burner propane. It's a Force 10, so it's a very good stove with a gas oven down below. And of course it's gimbaled. There's a big port light here. It's a sealed port light, but it brings in lots of natural light. And of course you've got these port lights above as well, which also bring in lots of light. So there's lots of natural light in here, and he's equipped it with LED lights as well. It's a very, very nice layout and very functional. In here you have your fridge. It's an in-counter fridge, and the advantage of that, of course, is that every time you open your fridge door, when it's a horizontal fridge, you're losing a lot of cold, but when you open the door on this one here, the cold stays inside. So that's really good, especially if you're going for long distances. And remember, as we pointed out before, this boat is ideally suited for offshore. Sail Magazine has already claimed it as one of the best offshore boats that are being built today. Right next to that, you can see you've got your freezer, and that freezer goes all the way down to the deck. So boy, you could store a lot of frozen meat in there and what have you. Let me share a little bit about the cooling system here. The coolant is actually pumped down into the keel, and the ocean acts as a heat sink to expel all of the heat into the ocean instead of the heat escaping into the cabin here. Just ideal for those very hot days that we get once in a while, and they are coming. Now just above there we've got more storage for your plates and cutlery and dishes. And right next to that we have a microwave. Everything you need to be comfortable going out on your cruise. Wonderful space, isn't it, to prepare food for your family and friends. Before we leave, we talked about all the handholds that we have everywhere, particularly important here in the galley space. So let's go have a look at the nav station. First of all, here in the nav station, you've got all your DC panel, and over here on the right hand side you've got your AC panel. Not only has a diesel fired furnace, but it also has 2 AC units, air conditioning and reverse air. You have one for the front up in the forward cabin area, and then one for the rest of the boat. Even though that you do have reverse air, for those that like to go out in the dead of winter, the Webasto heater will keep you nice and toasty warm as well. All of this equipment that we have here runs the smart charging of the batteries from your solar panels that you noticed on the deck. What these devices do is to make sure that you don't overcharge your batteries. When the batteries start to top up, these just shut down the charging, and it's a very, very useful thing to do. especially when you're out cruising for long periods of time. Got your VHF radio and your RAM mic and a nice place to work. And you can store your charts and tide books and what have you down below here as well. We've got an EPIRB here and an EPIRB right there. 2 EPIRBs, which is always nice to have just in case. So let's go into the VIP cabin. So you can see that there's a single bunk in here, but that could be easily replaced with a double bunk. Up here, these cushions go into the cockpit. Right here, you've got your hang-up locker, and notice the hooks that you've got here for bathrobes and towels and what have you. Got nice storage here in these book racks, and place for your keys and wallet and things like that. What I really like about this space is that these are opening port lights, and the port lights all have eyebrows on them, so when it rains outside, you're not going to have rainwater running into your cabin. Pretty nice. Now on the other side is another cabin, not quite as big as the VIP cabin, with a little bit of a different configuration, but again, it has a hang-up locker. It has its own head. So pretty good sized cabins, even though that there's single mattresses in there right now in both of them. Certainly room to put a double mattress in each cabin. Now let's go have a look at the master cabin. Lots of room up there. Now before we go in there, I want to point out that this boat is configured that you could have 4 cabins if you wanted to. So notice that we have 2 doors that get you into the master cabin, and I'll explain how that works once we get inside. But let's go in here, and in the master cabin you'll see a big double bed, hang-up locker on each side, access to your head here. But because you have the option to turn this into 2 separate cabins, there's a head on this side as well. So that's a head and shower as well. Very, very convenient and easy to convert. Dividers that you have here, you can simply put in a divider that runs right forward. So it's pretty nice to have the ability to be able to configure this in any way that you want. You have the option of making it one big master cabin, or you can divide it into 2 cabins, giving you a 4-cabin boat. Pretty nice, eh? So in behind here, we've got a nice Perkins engine that's been rebuilt in 2013 and currently has about 1,200 hours on it. But lots of room to get in there. This whole cowling comes right off, and you can do your engine checks and access to your engine here very easily. And look at all the insulation. So it looks pretty clean in there. This boat's really been well cared for. You know, this guy has rigged this boat to be able to single-hand it very easily from the cockpit. He never needs to leave the cockpit. And these solar panels are adjustable, so you can set them in the direction of where the sun is. So, for example, if the sun is right there, then you put your solar panel there, and if you want it higher, you can do that as well. So he's got so many clever ideas on this boat, as you've already seen. We've on the deck here, we've got 4 opening hatches that go on down into the salon and the galley area. Forward of that, we've got these mast guards so that you can brace yourself in there while you're offshore and you're being tossed around by the waves. So moving forward here, we've got substantial cleats, as you can see. And I like this. The LaFrance windlass is not flush deck, but it's recessed, so it becomes less of a tripping hazard. And the gypsy that's on there will handle all 325 feet of 3/8 galvanized chain. It's good to have a double bow roller. He's only got 1 anchor on there. He's got a 33 kilogram anchor, far more than you need for this boat, but hey, you know, better to be too big than too small. especially in rough weather. You don't want your anchor dragging, do you? So down here, you've got your remote control for the windlass, and just massive storage area for any number of sails that you want to keep down there. As a matter of fact, I've seen this area used as a cruise quarters sometimes. So that's a nice feature. So your head sail is on a furling drum, again operated from the cockpit. You know what, standing here looking back at this boat, it's beautiful. It's got absolutely beautiful lines, very functional, all the lines running aft to the cockpit, set up specifically for single handing. It's a great boat. It's a big boat, 4 cabin capability, set up for 3 cabins right now. And there's even space up here on the deck if you wanted to put a small sun pad. It's kind of a nice spot to be at when you're hanging out in anchor or under power. You're gonna like this boat when you come and have a look at it. Wow, what a day. Didn't I tell you this is such an amazing vessel to be on board. So comfortable to just take out and hang out in an anchorage somewhere with your friends and your family. And the sailing on this boat, beautiful, wasn't it? You're gonna love this boat. Give us a call. You'll be very, very glad you did.